Hello. Alrighty, so you guys will have to let me know how you guys end up liking this style. I think I'm just going to play around and always have just a different style of video, but I still like to know what you guys like the most. But so I'm doing a talk through with this one. I figure we can talk through since it's going to be a fairly quick tutorial. You guys have been interested in seeing how it is that I do my makeup a little bit quicker. So many of you guys have complimented me on my makeup lately, and I kid you not, they've been some of the quickest makeup looks. They're not even all that like drawn out, at least I feel like to me. And so I figured let's just kind of start a series of like different makeup looks that take 20 minutes or less, because so many of us, we don't have time to sit for like hours and hours on end and like do our makeup and like have all this stuff. So wanted to show you guys a little bit of how I fake it till I make it, of being a little glam, even though really it did not take me all that long. Weird. My thing had like, I have my little screen to make sure that I am in zoom and in focus, and it like turned off, and it's connected to my camera, so I wanted to make sure it didn't turn my camera off, which doesn't look like it did. But anyways, so right now I'm going in and I'm filling in my brows. I feel like brows are a thing that you just can't compromise on. I am using the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil in Blackest Brown. What I like to do is first just go under to just kind of draw the line and shape of my brows. I do need to get my brows done, so do not come for me. So I'm trying to do the best I can to kind of really shape them up. And then I like to go actually about here and take it over, and you'll see I kind of will fill this in later. I wish I had the time to sit here and say that I just do these small little strokes and mimic hair all throughout the brow, but I don't. Me personally, I do like a little bit of a stronger, harsher brow, so you see towards the tail I really fill it in, but if not, I try to make a little bit lighter, shorter strokes, but not always. So I'm just going in with this. I have multiple ways that I do my brows. I wish I could say I just do one way all the time, but I don't. But this is my quick go-to way that I found still works for me. And then I'm going to go up in the front of my brow and just fill it in just a little bit. I wish I could say that I had brows that like made any type of sense, but I feel like they don't. Like I feel like in areas they're thick, in other areas they're thin. I don't have a consistent brow, so I have to just make do. They're pretty much filled in. I like to go back in with the little pencil spoolie part and just kind of brush. I always brush my brows up and then out, so it's like this motion. I'm going to just grab my concealer here. I am just using the Studio Fix concealer in NW45, which always this came off. I'm so glad that now they have a liquid one, which I'll try after I finish using this one, but all the time the little glass part here would fall off, the little plastic, and then I'm just left with it looking like this. I'm also using just a Real Techniques detailer brush, and I'm just gonna go in and really just shape and clean up my brows. This is really good for when you do need your brows done. Just kind of really conceals and hides a little bit if your brows are a little unruly. So here's where we get fast with it, and I'm not going to be too crazy, which is just the tail, and that is, I like to just go into the tail of my brow. Oh my gosh, this hair is so disrespectful. So go over just a little bit on that and the tail, and I like to just make that look precise as well. And then that way I'm not really tripping too much about the front of my brow. I just feel like if you really kind of tame in that part, it just makes it look like your brows are like naturally a little bit more natural put together. We're already basically there, guys. So now just going in with the Urban Decay shadow primer. Normally I would use this and I would put a base on my eyes, But honestly, at times like this, like today really is a day that I just don't have time to be doing super detailed makeup, but I don't want to look like I did before, is I just will put the primer on just to at least hold my shadow and prime my lid. But instead of using an actual specific type of product, like I said, on my lids to make it neutral in color, because as you can see I have a little bit of pigmentation, I'm going to go ahead and just go into shadows. So I decided today in this first series of just doing quick makeup looks, why not go in with one of the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Vault palettes. This is the Armed and Gorgeous, which I just was able to buy. I was not able to buy it before because it was all sold out, which made no sense to me, but I got the others. But I'm just happy that I was able to get the entire collection. Looks like this. It's got your yellows, it's got some browns, and it's got this green and then this white shade in the mix. But when it comes to a fast makeup look, I go for a more sort of natural look. I am going to take the color, ooh, it's also pretty. Let's go ahead and take this color, Agent, and then I'm going to mix it with this other orange color, Secure, and I'm going to almost sort of fake this as a, ooh, it's a little dusty, as an all-over color, but really still concentrating it on my transition. And I'm using a Morphe E27 brush. These have some pickup to it, which I don't mind. I'm not one of those people to freak out when they say they're dusty or have like fallout, but it's just good to know because I'm somebody who I don't do my face first anyways. But if you are somebody who does that, just know this so far does have some fallout. The reason I think my quick makeup looks, I would say I think are more suited for people if you're not like heavy makeup artists, you're like, I want to get into makeup but I don't really know what I'm doing, because I go for more of a messier but like it all comes together in the end type of makeup look. I think that it just works out, and so I feel like it's a little bit easier for people if you're getting into makeup because you don't have to be as precise. So now I would just go into this is when, you know, of course, if you were doing regular makeup, you'd be going into multiple colors, you'd be creating different layers. I'm going to show you a way that I feel like a lot of people do their makeup, but this is where it's going to be the difference, I feel like, between it looking a little bit better and then some that just kind of throw it on. So which is, I'm going to take the color Prowl, which is that dark brown, with that same brush that I had, dip that in, really make sure you dip off the excess. And now I'm going to take it literally all the way, kind of concentrating it out here, but into my transition. Let me zoom you in for this. So taking it basically from out here, we're going to build up, but you want to buff it in, but I am going to be taking this pretty much all the way across the crease and whatever kind of residual is going up into that transition. But I really want to make sure I first start here, getting most of the product out, and then kind of bringing it in and diffusing it. Do you see how I did that? A lot of times, people who I feel like are new to makeup, including certain popular YouTubers, I was looking at their makeup, put a dark color and they just put it here to kind of give themselves some sort of smokiness or like that out there. But if you are somebody who's into makeup and you look at it, you're like, holy moly, that is just so not blended or put together. It's just you slopped a color on your crease and you can tell. So this is that way that I'm telling you, it is a quick makeup look, but this is how you just make it look a little bit better, which is to really use the right kind of technique and brush. I think this brush is perfect for it. And this is, again, the Morphe E27. Start out here, use those circular motions, and just buff it. But buff it, putting most of the color out there on that outer part, and then bring it in to your eye. And do you see how that made it? Sure, it's not something that's super clean and all this kind of stuff, but do you see how like it doesn't just look like I only just put like brown just on the outside of my eye and nothing. Like at least it's all diffused together. So that is what we're gonna go ahead and just do on the other eye. And now you've given your eyes just a little bit of life. This is what I'm going to suggest when you are multitasking and to create the look, make it a little bit faster, is I'm telling you lashes are going to make this look. If you have natural lashes, go for you. But if you are somebody who likes to apply falsies, but you think, oh, I don't have enough time because I'm running late, here's my trick to you, is we're going to go ahead and be putting the glue onto my lashes, and then we're going to go ahead and finish up the eyes. Any sort of color, really, just to give myself a little bit of shine. Let's go ahead and take the color Classified right here, that sort of deeper gold, and I'm using a Morphe M503. We're gonna see if this can even pick it up. These shimmer ones are a little bit harder sometimes. Kind of swirled it in, dabbed off the excess, and we're just gonna pat this, as you see, in a patting motion, and drag in on the eye, almost like a fake cut crease. Put it on that lid, kind of sort of drag it up. Gonna do the same to the other. These ones I think were definitely meant for your fingers because I'm having hella fallout with that. But if you really want to take it up a notch, which because I'm extra I would, I'm gonna go ahead and take that color Coin. This is where I'm gonna just use my finger and just dab it here towards the center of my eye, almost like a highlight. Do you see how that kind of just adds a little bit? This doesn't have to be anything super fancy. Like I said, just kind of dragging that in and up. I'm gonna go ahead and take my MAC 221 brush, which I love this little brush. It's just this little detailer, and I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of clean this to just make it look like it at least all blends and kind of buffs into each other. So does this one even have a highlight shade? It doesn't, so we're gonna forget about that. So now I would go ahead and put some mascara on. We're not even gonna worry about top liner. Ooh, I forgot I have a new mascara to try. So I'm gonna try the Voluminous Lash Paradise, and this is from L'Oreal. The girl was telling me in Ulta that she thinks this is even better than the Too Faced Better Than Sex, so let's try this one. Even with putting on falsies, you guys, I still have found, for me personally, I like to give myself a good coat of mascara. I'm gonna go ahead and pop on my lashes. These ones are Miami by Lily Lashes. This is like my 50 millionth time wearing these, so I will say if you take care of them, they will last you a while. Alright, so here's my little fake it till you make it type of deal. Is then I like to go in with my NYX Matte Liquid Liner, because normally a lot of times you're not going to have time to like fully line and then wait and then put your lashes on. Is I like to go in, and this is kind of almost like a cleanup as well, is I go into any spots kind of along that waterline, like especially the inner part, and I drag the liner there to make it look a little bit more put together, because typically that lash band and everything is going to make it look like when you kind of look at your eyes like you maybe did have liner on, but I feel like doing that just really brings it in, and then you can kind of fake it as if you did line your top lash line. I like to go in with just a pencil and just lightly do the bottom. And then we just move on to the face. So that's how easy the eyes are. So I'm going to zoom you guys a little bit out. And now we're going to work on the face. So I'm just going in with my Perricone MD Instant Blur. And we're going to use this as primer. I talked about this in an Ulta haul, which you guys should have seen. And if not, I will try to put that in either an iCard up here or something. But I really do like this stuff. I think it's amazing how much it like creates such a smooth canvas for your skin. And then I feel like it really does, because it also goes in and like treats your skin as well. I just feel like it's very nice. I feel like it's not very clogging to the pores, and just, oh, I do love this. It's pricey, but I do think it is worth it. So many people have asked me what I use on my face lately, and I have been using the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation. This one is Deep Neutral 78. And so I am just going to pump a couple pumps of that on there. I was sent this, and I can tell you that it is amazing. And like when I run out, I will be running to buy more. Like, look at that coverage. Do you see that coverage, you guys? Oh my gosh. So that's what I love about this one, is it's very easy to just blend and cover. I like to bring down my neck where I still have hyperpigmentation. I think even if you don't have it, you should still kind of bring down your neck, just because you just never want to look like you're somebody who they could like lift your face up, you know? You don't want to look like you have a mask. When it comes to the under eyes, I am also going to use what they sent me, which is the Kat Von D Lock It Concealer in D37 Warm, and we're just going to go ahead and put that especially in the under eye. Normally I would go full out, put it all over the place, but because again, this is if you're kind of rushing, don't have a ton of time, I just move just there, because that's my priority, is those dark under eyes from getting no sleep. So I'm going to go ahead and just pat that out. And you really want to make sure that you're pressing it into the skin and not wiping, because if you wipe, it's going to create these weird lines. So really, this is one of those that kind of like takes time, but you need to give it the time that it needs. And then here's my little hack, because we didn't have time for other places, is go ahead and just pat at least the top of your forehead, your chin, because whatever picked up, and drag it down your nose, whatever picked up from under your eyes is going to go ahead and just go to those spots without having to put product there. I'm just going to go ahead and buff my entire face using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Deep. And I first just kind of pat it even under the eyes to kind of set the under eyes. That one you really want to make sure you just press, and then I'm just going to buff. So pat, 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 pat. Next, going in with the Morphe Bronzer. So this is a bronzer plus contouring powder, and this is in Showmance. So Show plus Romance. And I'm going to go ahead and obviously take the darker shade there and start to contour. I usually like to do this on top of my Fenty Beauty, but again, time-wise. I'm taking, I forgot the brush, the Morphe R14 for this. I've got to figure that out. My camera freaking cut off on me. I don't know where it cut off. I hope not anywhere where I was doing something, but just in case, just to recap, I did use the Morphe Bronzer just to bronze and contour real quick. Use the Becca blush just to kind of really warm up the skin, and then I used the Revolution Pro Fix bottle, the oil controlling, because I've used it all. I like the sprayer on this a lot more than I do the actual product which is in here, which is the MAC Fix Plus Matte. I don't like the sprayer on it at all, so I just poured the product into that one. And now this is what's kind of nice, is you can do whatever sort of lip you want. So I'm thinking for lip wise, I think I want to do a red. I haven't done a red in a very long time. I feel for fall. Let's just do it. So I am going to line my lips first with the Morphe lip liner in Trendsetter, and then I'm thinking let's do kind of a little bit darker red today. So I'm going to go in with Vibin from Tarte. This is their Tarteist lip paint. And it is matte and it kind of dries. So after it does that, I do like to go kind of back in and just kind of line my lips again. I don't know why. I'm someone who just has to line my lips. Like, I just have to have lined lips. So to liven this up just a smidget, I'm going to use the Morphe lip gloss in Frolic. Kind of, woo! Lips are dry. Do not like the applicator of this gloss. This is my actual first time using this one. I feel like it's a really good dupe for Nymphette from MAC, but obviously cheaper. I don't like the applicator though, so we're gonna go ahead. Oh yeah, this is definitely a dupe. Oh, how pretty. Ooh, yeah, now that I like. So here is the makeup look, you guys. hope you guys enjoyed this of just the quick makeup looks. Like I said, I'll probably get on the Instagram and do something. You guys will be like, oh, your makeup. But now you guys see the hack, the trick. Obviously, this would take a lot less time if I was like just had the products in my bag, was throwing it out, which is typically what I'm doing at the gym versus sitting here doing a tutorial. But let me know if you guys like this and if you want more series like this of just kind of how can you take some of these palettes that everybody's doing without having to do something super crazy, cut crease, but still create. I feel like this turned out really pretty, actually. I really like those golds for it being the first time using that palette. Like, I'm really actually very impressed with it. I think the lip, and like I said, it makes it look like you took so much time and so glam, and really you were just like, you were out the door, honey. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It does help my channel out, as well as lets me know the content that you guys like to see. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's a palette you guys would like me to try out, or if there's any particular color scheme or anything of the sort that you want me to show you how can you do really quick looks with. Also, do not forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel. How could I forget that? That's the first thing. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, as well as that bell so that you never miss an upload, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.